Alright, hopefully this is back up and running the way that it needs to be. Man, I am not exactly sure what happened there at the end of that video, but we just started up a new one, so whatever. But anyways, yeah, if any of you guys missed it the first time, just gonna be going live and talking to you guys. Just kind of want to do get my general thoughts out there on Avengers Endgame, sort of discuss it with you guys, and not only that, but just kind of you know, just like have a chat with you guys, see what kind of content you want up on the channel. Because originally I was going to do one last. I was originally only going to do like one last Avengers Endgame hurrah and review the whole thing, and then I didn't quite know exactly what to say, because I feel like this is a movie to have a discussion about, and like, I don't know, it's just something I just need to discuss instead of try to like give a review. So yeah, we're just gonna play this game, and I'll go ahead and chat with you guys here for a while. But anyways, I hope everybody's having a fine Friday evening.
Ooh, this place looks super awesome.
Actually, we are going to get out of there. I was in the middle of a mission the last time I was playing this. But yeah. So anybody that wants to go ahead and join in. I said it before in the previous stream, before it cut off for like no reason, that I was going to just sort of play through this and mess around while I let some people file in and we could get talking about everything. Oh man. Yeah, I don't have any of the other crew with me today. I'm just gonna kind of discuss with you guys. Alright. Posting that to social media. I'm just going to choose a random team here.
Oh, right! That's one
yeah.
fragment in the bag. Let's go get the next one.
Let's play as...
Nueva York, huh? Also known as the other New York in Kang's crazy kingdom. Wasp, are you listening in?
I read you, Spidey. According to Heimdall, the fragment appears to be located.
Let's see, what characters should I play as?
You know, the place that looks like it was put there by a soft serve machine.
Let's play Star-Lord. Screw it. I've been in a Guardians movie.
What am I in for today?
But yeah. Anyways, okay, so Endgame. If I were to just start talking about literally anything, if I were to just mention a couple of like instant thoughts, the last hour of the movie I cried. Like I just cried for like a straight hour. You know, just all the things that happened. And remember, guys, this is going to be spoilers. I'll actually probably edit the title of this
Legendary
here before too
outlaw.
long. But like pure spoilers in this video. The last hour I cried, especially when everybody came back.
They've made a right old pig's ear of this. And as someone who's once turned into a pig's ear, I'd know. Can you give me a hand rearranging these rocks? Whoever set this henge up got it completely wrong. I know how it's supposed
like, okay.
to look, but I can't live
I'm
with
sorry, this is just, it's like really hard to like talk and play for me if you guys remember this. From the last stream, I have to like get used to this.
Yep, you guessed it.
Yeah, it's like, the last hour, like, everybody like came back. And at first, like, I didn't get emotional when everybody came back immediately. What got me was like everybody lining up and hearing Cap finally say Avengers Assemble, which that's like a big thing from the books, and I don't know if any of you like listening to this are like huge fans of the comics and whatnot, but that's like the Avengers battle cry. And they've teased it before in movies, especially in Age of Ultron. They kept like setting up that somebody was going to say it. And like not a single person like ever got to say it entirely. In fact, the movie Age of Ultron actually ends with Cap about to say Avengers Assemble, and then they like cut it right before he says it. Like the movie just edges you like really bad. And so like getting to Endgame and finally seeing everybody together and hearing Cap yell Avengers Assemble, it's like the most satisfying thing like I can possibly think of. Like, I could not believe, like, the balls that this movie had, not only to, like, get that in there, but to, like, get in all of this crazy stuff. Like, I remember on our last gaming stream, I was talking to, Austin Nichols about, Black Panther with the Infinity Gauntlet, and, like, Black Panther in this movie never wore it, but, like, oh my god, we have gotten a comic book movie where I got to see Black Panther, like, carry the Infinity Gauntlet and, like, charge across, like, the field of the Avengers base like it's a football. And, like, you know, there was just so much, like, comic book goodness to be had, like, in this movie.
I am Iron Man.
And, like, you know, it was just, like, the most satisfying thing. Like, the entire movie was. It paid off.
Where should I move
many
to?
different things. It paid off all the stuff from Captain America: The Winter Soldier with On Your Left. It covered a lot of the things that like trying to think here what some of the moments were. The Hulks finally being merged. That's something I was definitely looking forward to. Trying to think, there's just so many things. Cap finally picking up Mjolnir. I hope I'm saying that right. I know the correct pronunciation, but I don't know if I'm spitting it out right. Mjolnir, I believe that's it. Seeing Cap pick that up was like a mind-blowing moment for me. There's just so many things in this movie. And of course, in the comments, whether you're watching this live or anything like that, I just want to know what, like, your guys' thoughts are, you know? I really want to know, like, what some of your guys' favorite moments were in the whole movie. Because, like, this movie, the reason it was 3 hours was because it had to pay off so many character stories, and, like, it had to wrap up so many loose ends before the story of the Avengers was over within the span of 3 hours. And me personally, I think that they nailed it. Like, they hit the nail right on the head. Like, the movie for me, like, the entire time was just a satisfying experience that I didn't walk away feeling the same as I did during Infinity War. And I think after thinking about the movie I'm looking for Thor on here, by the way, if any of you are wondering. And thinking about, like, all of the things that we've seen in the MCU, and thinking about, like, the way Infinity War was, that one was just kind of like, I can agree that it was like an event movie. It's got a definite beginning, middle, and end, but it's not a movie so much as it is like just an experience. And so, like, when we get to the point, like, it's kind of like with most two-parters, you know. It's like the first part just sets it up, and then the second part gives you what you want. You know, the first part is like where all the crazy whiz-bang action all occurs, and then the second half is where you get all of like the character moments in the actual quote-unquote story. Because like, I think we can all agree that the first, like the first part of it, Infinity War, was more of like a, how do I want to put it? Like, okay, this is the best way to put it. I think I'm gonna be done trying to find an analogy here. Infinity War was a crowd pleaser, and Endgame was a fan pleaser.
Reinitializing destabilization process.
I think that's the best way I can put it. Like, and I absolutely love it for that. Like, the MCU literally, like, took its time. Like, what I really want is for Marvel to release Infinity War and Endgame as one giant movie back to back. I feel like that would give us, like, the best experience. Oh, crap. I gotta use Iron Man. I hate having to switch back and forth between these characters. That's like sand.
Probably not.
There we go. Okay, now back to Thor. Yeah, the movie, like, I really just want to see, like, a big, like, 5.5 hour cut of
Thor,
this movie.
Son of Odin, and first in line
You know,
to the throne
I
of
think
Asgard.
that that's, like, the best way to go about all of it.
I have a feeling I'm in for some strange tales today.
Boy, this mission is this is not the game I should have chose to talk over. Yeah, just, there's just so many things. There's so many things about the MCU. I feel like Endgame wrapped it up perfectly. I really wouldn't want to have it any other way, other than the way that we got it. I will tell you though, not even like a complaint, but just like things that I'm wondering about from Endgame. Like, really, we're not getting Bucky Cap? We're just gonna go straight to Sam?
What's this?
Like,
mayhaps an
that's what we're going for? Like, okay, you know, like, I'm okay with it. I like Bucky as Captain, not Bucky, but Sam as Captain America, but like, geez, you know, like all that build up and all of that lead up to us supposedly getting that rendition of the character. You know, because like we kept like getting it in like past movies where they were like, okay, we're gonna show Bucky with the shield using it very well numerous times. And like they show you guys that, and like they know what they're doing. You know, it's not like they're like, oh, sorry, like we weren't intending to like give you references to Bucky being Captain America. Like that's not what was happening there. Like they were obviously giving references, and it's just really frustrating to know. Like they were pointing us in that direction, and then they just gave it to Falcon. But then again, like, at first I was, like, really upset about it. Like, I was like, Falcon doesn't... Like, really? We're just gonna skip Bucky and go straight to, like, we're gonna go straight to Falcon being Captain America? And then, like, in the story of the MCU, it makes sense. Especially because, like, Sam has a lot of qualities that are very much like Captain. Like, if you guys remember, one of the first, I think it's the second scene that we see Sam in The Winter Soldier, he is leading, like, the PTSD, like, survival group of, like, war veterans and things like that. And when we meet Cap, I wouldn't say meet Cap, but like after the 5-year time gap in Endgame, Captain America is doing that exact same thing. And it's almost like he learned things from Falcon almost. Like it's almost like that's it's almost like he knew that Sam would be the right one. And like he's willing to like do anything for a friend in need. Which is like, it all goes back to Winter Soldier and some of Civil War. Like, Civil War was like, Sam never really gave his, like, true opinion on the Sokovia Accords, but pretty much, he just, like, agreed to, like, join Captain America because he knew Captain America was gonna be on the side of right. Like, you know, he, like, went with his gut. And
those vile fiends, how dare they?
Also, along with that,
this is
like,
well outside my skill set.
Like, if you remember Falcon and Winter Soldier as well, like when Steve and them showed up and they were like, we need somewhere to crash because, you know, everybody we know is trying to kill us. Sam just goes, not everybody, and invites 2 fugitives of S.H.I.E.L.D. in. Like, because he knows, like, he's just going with his gut. And, like, that also has to do with, like, Captain America's arc in all of these, like, all of his, like, solo movies and things like that. Like, he's never in it for the reason that's, like, the most logical. He's in the situations he's in because he trusts his own moral compass so well. And so, like, Falcon being able to do that, like, I feel like that really encapsulates, like, what Captain America is. He doesn't stand for America, he stands for everyone and what is right. And not, like, what is the law. Like, I can get behind Sam being Captain America, especially now that I, like, understand exactly what it is that's going on with this character there. You know, it took me a little bit to wrap my head around it, and trust me, there is a lot to unpack from Endgame. You know, like, this is gonna be one of those movies where, like, I'm probably truly not gonna be able to, like, come up with some sort of, like, actual review of the movie until I can, like, get my full thoughts. But yeah, there's just so many things about Endgame, and if anybody's joining right now, I'm just kind of doing a discussion and giving some thoughts on Endgame. If there's any questions you have, anything you want to bring up, any Marvel news you'd like to discuss, anything you want to discuss in general, you know, just go ahead and drop it in the comments, and I will more than gladly talk to whoever you know. This is just me trying to hang out with you guys on a Friday night. But yeah, so, like, I just have a lot of thoughts on Endgame. Yeah, there's so much to say when it comes to that movie, and I might go see it in theaters a 3rd time and, like, take notes just to make sure I know what I'm, like, gonna actually say if I do attend some sort of a review. But, like, and I really want to know what your guys' thoughts are on this. Like, how would you guys feel about, like, a video where I talk about, like, the impact of the MCU over the past 11 years? You know, like, I feel like that's something, like, that's something that's been, like, brewing in my head for a while. Because, like, so many people hyped up this movie so hard. And, like, I'm not saying it's not deserved or anything, but there's people who were hyping up this movie that I would have never even expected to see, like, excited, like, for these movies. You know, like, I grew up, when I was, like, first getting into comic books and I was first, like, really excited about it, you know, like, nobody cared, you know? Like, this was around the time, like, the first Iron Man and the first Incredible Hulk came out. They both came out the same year in, like, 2008. And, like, nobody cared at that time. But like, the MCU has been around for 11 years, and now Avengers Endgame, as of today, and I'm sure it'll go up this weekend, but Avengers Endgame is like the highest, like, it's like the 5th highest grossing movie of all time. You know, and like in the top 10 highest grossing movies of all time, 4 of them are Avengers movies, and 1 of them is Black Panther. Like, I never thought I would live in a world where I would get to say that. And I never thought I would live in a world where people genuinely like just regular people, like not even like comic book fans, just regular people, genuinely love the Marvel Universe. So I just kind of want to do like a review of like the MCU as a whole, and just give like a retrospective and talk about like this is where we are now. Over here in the comments, Django Vivo says, "Go for it, my guy." Alright, I'm glad to know that at least one person is like, hell yeah, you know? You know, because, like, I just feel like the MCU is just, like, very near and dear to me. You know, I've literally been there since the beginning. I have never missed an opening weekend of a Marvel movie. Never, ever have I missed an opening weekend. You know, and, like, now here I am, like, as a comic book fan, and like, it's just strange. Like, I actually feel like I'm not alone in being a Marvel fan, and like that's like the most amazing thing. Also, by the way, for some of you who may not know this, tomorrow is a free comic book day. If any of you guys want to go and check that out at your local comic store. I'm going to be going uptown here to Cameron's Comics and Things up here in BG. They're kind of like my go-to for, and like I'm reading so many titles right now, and you know, they're a really great store, and I know that they've got some things planned for Free Comic Book Day, but like go check out whichever one's local to you. If I remember correctly, depending on the location that Django Vivo had mentioned to me before, the Alter Ego over in Lima, they've always got a lot of really cool stuff set up. Like, they don't, like, I as a matter of fact, I think that's where I usually used to go to it. I don't think I've ever been to any other comic book store on Free Comic Book Day. Like, I remember going in 2012. I went in 2014. And I definitely know that I went in 2017.
I hear stirrings of a new potential
like, and it's
friend
not just because like, oh, I didn't feel like going to before. It was just like I just couldn't, you know. Like I was like I couldn't drive. Like 2017, I still didn't even have.
Where should I move to?
So like, you know, I don't know. But Free Comic Book Day is always a fun time. I believe this year, for in terms of Marvel, we are getting a Spider-Man Venom book, and we're getting an Avengers book. The Spider-Man Venom one is kind of like two halves of a whole kind of a thing, but like Dylan Jackson says, "What's up, man?" Not really that much, dude. We're just kind of talking comics at the moment. I was just talking about a Free Comic Book Day, and I was hyping that up. But yeah, like, feel free to stick around and just ask questions and talk to whoever, you know. I'm just here to have discussions with everybody. And why is this so fun? Is there a... There is. Do I have to use a speedster character for that? Let's see what kind of speedster characters I have to do that. But yeah, you know, like, we're just chatting about Free Comic Book Day. If you want to like leave any comments, talk about Endgame, talk about any books you might want me to cover from the Marvel Universe on the channel, yeah, feel free to leave comments on any of that. You know, I'm just down to talk and hang out with you guys. Dylan Jackson Did you hear about Dwayne Johnson talking to Kevin Feige? I did actually see an article about that. I don't know who he'd play. I'm gonna tell you that right now because last time I checked, I thought he was gonna be Black Adam for DC. But like, oh, actually, you know what? This would be like a good thing to ask you guys. Who should Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson play in the Marvel Universe? I really want to know what people have to say about this because I can't come up with like anybody that would be like a good solid choice. Like trying to think here back to like maybe he could be like a Spider-Man villain of some sort, like if he's Rhino. I don't know. Dylan Jackson says, see, that's what I thought, but I could honestly see him as Namor. Namor, I've actually thought about Namor before and who you get to play him. You can get somebody Asian American or Asian or straight up Asian, I don't know, that's fine. Just, you can get somebody, of that descent to play him. Or, I always thought the dude who played Spock in the Star Trek remakes, I believe he was in American Horror Story as well. He would have made a really good Namor. You know, because, like, I'm just trying to think here of, like, the kind of characters that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson plays. And, like, how we could line that up with, like, a Marvel character. Dylan Jackson says, fair point. But yeah, like, who do you, like, what do you, just being, like, legit real with yourself. Like, him as playing, like, that makes the most sense. Like, we're looking at the characters right here. Like, let's see what, like, they're doing a MODOK TV series. Can't do that. I honestly always thought of Patton Oswalt for that. Maybe he could be a character in Black Panther? I don't even know who he would be in any of that, though. Oh, you know what? He could be the Thing. He could be, because Marvel got the rights back to the Fantastic Four and the X-Men and all of them from Fox and stuff after the Disney Fox acquisition. They could honestly totally get him to play like the Thing. But yeah. Wait, hold on real quick. Gotta respond to this quickly. Sorry, just one moment. Okay. I should be good now. But anyways, yeah, Dylan Jackson comments and says that's very true, but will they be willing to do those movies already? I think it'll be a little bit. I don't think, like Kevin Feige said, oh, it's gonna be a few years before, you know, we see the X-Men and Fantastic Four. I think they're lying to us about that. I think we'll see the Fantastic Four before we see the X-Men. Like, if he played the Thing, though, you know? Or, like, what if he played Juggernaut? Juggernaut would be a good choice for him. Like, Juggernaut, or, trying to think back here, I wouldn't say Colossus, because Colossus is Russian. But, like, if they wanted to change that up, because they've been diversifying the Spider-Man cast as well, and I don't really mind it there. Cause like, I think he's like, cause like if you got him to play the Thing, cause first of all, Marvel has taking badass actors and only using their voices. Like, okay. For example, Vin Diesel is Groot. You know? Like if you think about it like that, Vin Diesel is Groot. You just take the other Fast and the Furious actor, and you're like, okay, because you're getting older, but you've got a badass voice that people recognize, you can be the Thing. Or you could be Juggernaut. We'll just make Juggernaut entirely CG. Like, you know, I think that'd be a good choice for him. That and like he can't really play a bad guy, even when he's like a bad guy. You know, like he's kind of like goofy. You know, like you just can't. You seriously can't take him seriously, like at all. By the way, guys, I am playing. Let's see what the Infinity Gauntlet can do. Dylan Jackson says, "True, LOL, but I feel like he'll end up getting a bigger role." Well, you see, the thing of the Fantastic Four, like, is a big role, though. Like, maybe not the Juggernaut idea. You know? Because, like, if they're going to be keeping, like, Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool around, and since that didn't necessarily fall into, like, any particular continuity, they could just keep... And I don't know if you guys knew this, Ryan Reynolds was the voice of Juggernaut in the Deadpool movie. They just, like, deepened the bass of his voice. Because, like, I think pretty much what it was, like, they wasted, like... Oh, man. Oh, this is a... Okay. They pretty much, like, wasted, like, the entire budget on everything else. And then once they realized, like, oh, shit, we need a voice for Juggernaut, they were like, what do we do? And Ryan Reynolds went, I'll do it. And that's pretty much how that happened. So, like, if they were to do something like that, like, screw it. I'll take that in a heartbeat. You know, like just leave Ryan Reynolds as Juggernaut and then make Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson the Thing. That and, like, I think him and John Krasinski aren't too far apart in age. Because, like, John Krasinski and Emily Blunt are, like, my biggest, and I mean biggest, choices to play Reed Richards and Sue Storm in a Fantastic Four movie. And, like, especially with, like, where we left the characters at the end of Endgame, like, that's, like, the perfect thing to do. You know, like, get those actors to play those characters. And then, like, the Human Torch, I don't even know. Like, you know, because I've put a lot of thought into it. And, like, me personally, like, if they were like, Larry Stahl, who do you get to play the Human Torch? Okay. I would probably choose Cole Sprouse. Because Cole Sprouse, he's older, and he looks the part, and he's got, like, the attitude of the part. That, and, like, if you were to do the whole thing of, like, Johnny Storm and Peter Parker went to the same high school, you know, like, it wouldn't look too weird to see the Human Torch and Spider-Man together because they would look like they're close in age. Dylan Jackson says, bro, he could be a perfect Beta Ray Bill. That. Like, what if he's an... Okay, just making sure, because we were talking about this earlier, and I don't want to, like, step on toes or, like, ruin anybody's day, but, like, Dylan Jackson, have you seen Avengers Endgame? Before I talk about the Beta Ray Bill thing. Because, like, I really need to know that. That is, like, an important thing I need to be aware of before I can move forward. Okay, bro, you already know. Okay. All right. So that being said, let me give you a little something here about Endgame and what they're doing in the comic books right now and why your Beta Ray Bill theory works. Okay. So, as we know, at the end of Endgame, Thor has left with the Guardians, and he still has Stormbreaker, and that's all fine and dandy. you know, that's, you know, I can guarantee you Thor will be in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, I bet. But that being said, like, okay, this is where it gets tricky. In the comic books right now on the Guardians of the Galaxy, Beta Ray Bill is on the team. The Guardians team is made up of Star-Lord, Moondragon, Phyla-Vell, Groot, Cosmic Ghost Rider, and Beta Ray Bill. Beta Ray Bill is on the team right now. And they're really playing up like the dichotomy of like this crazy Asgardian character with like the space characters and how he can actually be useful to a team like that. And so, what I'm wondering is like if the reason they're doing that in the books
potential friend of the Tower of Wisdom
is so that way when we do Guardians Volume 3, if we introduce Beta Ray Bill, like, you know, are we, like, is that like a segue so that way if Beta Ray Bill joins the Guardians in the movies? You know, because like Marvel likes to like do books that they can point at when a movie comes out and be like, read this if you're gonna go see this movie. Like, for example, Infinity War, they were like, you need to read Infinity Gauntlet. With Captain Marvel, they were like, you need to read Volume 1 of Captain Marvel and Secret Invasion. When Spider-Man Homecoming came out, they were like, you need to read Ultimate Spider-Man.
Citizens are living up to the expectations of our
and so, like, I'm just wondering, like, what is the next thing that they are, like, going to throw at us around the time Guardians Volume 3 comes out? And I can guarantee you that Beta Ray Bill is going to show up in that movie at some point. Like, he's pretty much what I think is going to happen is Thor is going to keep his Stormbreaker, but he's going to have a new one made for Beta Ray Bill. That is if they show up. Now, when it comes to like what, how do I put it? To what capacity they're going to use Beta Ray Bill, I don't know. But I feel like Beta Ray Bill is like a very likely suspect, especially because he's one of the big space characters, and Marvel is like really pushing him with the Guardians right now. Skylar Mazel says Excalibur will be the... What is up with me today? I've got like a weird... Excalibur will be the next big movie. I don't believe you. maybe someday it'll happen. Look at that pose. Look at that Ironheart pose. Ugh. But I don't believe you. I feel like if it is the next big movie, I will owe you money. I'll put money on it that Excalibur is not going to be the next big Marvel movie. Like, really, like, I'll...
Just another realm from Doom.
Oh, yeah, there we go. But yeah, I don't think that's gonna be it. Dylan Jackson says, or Beta Ray Bill gets Mjolnir. Now, when it comes to that, I don't know about that because they had to take Mjolnir back. Like if you remember at the end of Endgame, Captain America, when he was putting all the stones back, had to take Mjolnir back as well. So I highly doubt that.
Hulk is the strongest one there is.
But I wouldn't put it against you that something like that could
Hopefully I
happen.
won't run into anything too stressful.
I'll keep an open eye to see if that's something that could occur, but I have no clue.
Apparently, there's some shady kidnapping rackets going on down in the maintenance tunnels.
I don't care about the maintenance tunnels. Trying to change characters, damn. But yeah, dude, like, you know, there's so much to speculate off of with Endgame and what all is going on in Marvel right now, but I have no clue. But yeah, guys, I'm like, honestly, like, I don't want to say I'm sorry that I haven't done a video in the past week, because I'm sure some of you weren't begging for it. But like, I've just been trying to like collect my thoughts on Endgame. Like, I love it to death, but I still can't even confidently tell you what the movie is about, you know? Let me get the hell out. Okay. I still can't confidently tell you what the movie is about. Or like, you know, some people are saying it's about getting second chances, and like part of me wants to believe that, but then like another part of me wants to say like, that's not right, you know? You know, it's all messed up right now, and I really...
I think he fighting a bunch of snowmen earlier? Maybe
I really just kind of wish, like, I knew exactly how to feel. Because then I could just put it into words, and I could make a video. Yeah, so, like, I'm gonna try to, like, check in with you guys more often, or at least until I, get, like, a new topic to go off of. Especially because, I just got the Marvel Unlimited app, and I'm gonna start like paying for that monthly, so I have like more things to talk about with you guys. Like, I feel like that would be like something really good for you guys to like it'll just have more opportunities for content, because I have plenty of things like in print right now, like just like a lot of like copies of books, but like now I've got, as the name of the app suggests, unlimited access to like the entire Marvel universe of books, and like maybe one day I'll just get bored and read all of Ultimate Fantastic Four and be like, here you go guys. Or like maybe I'll just get like really bored and be like, hey guys, let's talk about the Great Lakes Avengers. You know, like that's like the kind of like stupid stuff I just like want to get everybody involved with. You know, whether it be like the ridiculous side of Marvel or just things like that. If there's any particular characters or books you guys want to hear about or read about, like feel free to tell me exactly what it is you guys want a video on, and like maybe I'll be able to get some sort of content out on that. Okay. I am so sorry to the person who just commented. I believe that is Russian? I do not know a single lick of Russian. So, like, if somebody could, like, translate that while I'm playing, because I really want to respond to their comment. But I'm not sure. Like, I'm so sorry if that's, like, offended whoever just commented. But I don't know. I really don't know. Now I gotta learn languages. This is gonna be stressful. Like if you guys really want me to know these other languages, I'll learn them. I'll learn them, but my lord. Who am I going to play as? Actually, you know what? I am probably going to like a side mission here real quick. Welcome to the jungle? Sure. Let's play the story of this one.
Hey y'all! This time, the exciting adventure I have for you guys takes place in the super secret country of Wakanda.
I hate Gwenpool. I hate Gwenpool so much.
Black
I love this game.
He
We're like,
runs
oh my
Wakanda
god, get this
along
out
with
of my
his sister
face.
Shuri.
Can I skip
She's
this?
something of a technical genius, which
Okay,
is
I
handy,
can't-
given
guys,
that
I can't
Wakanda
skip
is one
it.
of the most technologically advanced nations on Earth.
This
Whoa, cool spear! All of which comes in useful, as things are always happening around these parts.
Jesus.
Case in point, this guy,
I want to
Everett
punch.
K.
You
Ross,
guys,
has
you guys
been
ever play
captured.
Spider-Man
Last known
PS4
location,
and get to the levels with
neighboring
Screwball,
rural state
and you
of
just want to
Uganda.
punch her in the cunt? Like that's how I feel.
Also
All
reported
this
to be in
Gwenpool stuff.
Uganda
Like I
as
love this
Panther's
game.
arch
I
nemesis,
understand that it's a children's
Killmonger.
game
So
primarily.
naturally, T'Challa's gonna
Like,
have
don't
concerns
get
as
me
to his
wrong.
friend's condition.
I get it.
So, Panther's got a plan, revolving around an old drilling
What?
machine, left behind the
Ugh.
last time some other villain tried to cause some tunneling trouble. Panther still got the drill machine parked up in
This
an old
hurts.
base somewhere deep in the jungle.
Hurts a lot. She done? Okay.
Okay, so this is
Oh, she's not
Wakanda.
done.
Heard a lot about this place. Nice rhino statue. Not quite as nice as the brochure suggested. Wow, what a mess! Looks like Killmonger's buddies have been here and trashed the place. Once Black Panther and Shuri have completed their mission and rescued that Ross guy, they're gonna want to get back here and clean this
Let's
place
just collect
up.
some studs. Gwenpool, just shut your mouth. Alright, yeah, really though, guys, if you guys have like any content that you guys might want to hear about or anything like that that you guys would want me to cover, feel free to leave a comment and I can totally like jump on that for you guys. Like I'm down to do literally whatever is suggested. As long as it's not endgame, okay? I'm gonna need to really get a grasp on how I feel about that before. What is this wanting me to do right now? I can't. Okay. Okay. Dylan Jackson, I'm excited about the shows that will pop up on Disney Plus though. There actually is a video about that already on the channel, talking about all the Disney Plus shows. I think I live streamed that for almost an hour. If you search around on the channel, I definitely know that you can find that. Okay, this thing, it's literally saying I need Captain America right now. Like, what am I missing something? No. There we go.
That water looks a tad toxic. Well, cats don't like water
Yeah,
anyway, right?
you could have warned me about that before, Gwenpool.
Interesting wildlife. Mutated crocodiles. That's fine. They don't look at all dangerous. I guess
Why
these
is
guys
there
had better find a way to power
if Wakanda
this
is such
place
like an
up.
advanced
The state it's in
civilization?
now, they're going nowhere. Now here's something
Yeah,
you
Dylan
don't
Jackson
see
says,
every day.
can't you climb
A
onto the bridge?
platforming section.
I just figured that out.
This will require skill
Stupid
and
me.
dexterity.
It's what I
or
get for working like a
alternatively,
full-time
a flying
job.
character.
Showing up 30 minutes early for work. Okay. Man, I'm literally just stressful. Alright. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. Okay, but yeah, this game is honestly, like, for as long as I've had it, I don't play it very often. Come on. Alright, dope. There we go. See if there's anything up here. And I can't go any higher. Okay. Thought I'd find like a golden brick or something. Alright, awesome. And there we go. I'm actually probably going to be doing a lot of reading up on Black Panther. Like, me personally, I've only ever read stories where he is, like, with the Avengers and things like that. And so, like, I'm kind of wanting to, like, jump into the world of Black Panther a little more. Like, I really want to read that, the Intergalactic Empire of Wakanda story. I heard that that's really solid right now. Plus, I really love, like, Marvel Cosmic space stuff, so I really want to check that out for sure. Are there any particular characters that anybody wants to hear about or read about? Okay, hold on a second. Alright. Gotta go right back into this. That is a Doctor Strange thing, yep. There we go. Got him. I love how, like, the flames from the flamethrower, like, don't hurt you. It just means you can't hit him. Dylan Jackson says, honestly haven't read any stories with Marvel's Hercules. Alright. That kind of gives me an idea of what I can cover. I have read some stories with Hercules, and, Hercules is a great character. Now, would you want to hear about him in the context of the Avengers, or hear about him like on his own, because I know that for a little bit in the Hulk book he had taken the place of Hulk, and I remember that was like a big thing. It was like after the World War Hulk story, pretty much Hercules had like, I don't want to say like taken his place, but just like took over the Hulk book while the Hulk was like out of commission when he was knocked out by the Sentry. So like I feel like that'd be like a really cool place to take that character, like a really cool way to sort of talk about it.
Little known fact, giant mutated crocodiles love turkey dogs. True story.
There we go. Yeah, I could definitely talk about Hercules if some of you are interested.
So, what we're doing here is walking on killer mutated crocodiles. Yeesh, this place is a health and safety nightmare.
Hey, give me a hand, will ya?
There we go. William Jackson, I want to hear more story about this solo story. Alright, dude, I can definitely make that happen. I can tell you right now, it'll probably only be about 1 or 2 videos, but I will read about him and see what I can do, because I'm sure there's definitely like a great plethora of stories to go off of right now. And also, just so you know, Dylan, we have giveaways. Whenever I get back to releasing videos and things like that, we definitely do giveaways. One is for the 100th comment on any video. You get a free digital Marvel Comics code that can be redeemed on the Marvel Comics app. And on top of that, there is also giveaways on videos and things, whether it be like a question of the week sort of thing, or you know, it doesn't really matter. You know, I just kind of like to do that sort of stuff and kind of help share the wealth when it comes to the stories of Marvel Comics. So there's always free digital comic code giveaways. And yeah, so just like, you know, if you want to tune into the channel more often, like as a matter of fact, because the reason I mentioned that was because the last giveaway that we did on the channel was for Avengers No Road Home. Issue 1 with the character of Hercules sort of leading a Avengers team. And the dude who ended up winning the giveaway actually, he never claimed the book. And so, because you're one of the first people to kind of like give feedback on like directions in which the content on the channel should go, you know, I will definitely see about getting you that code. If that is something you'd be interested in. You just need the Marvel Comics app, and you would need to create a Marvel Insider account. There we go. All right.
Now, you just have to find a way of stopping a few thousand tons of water from falling. That's all. No biggie.
Dylan Jackson, okay, cool. I'll go check out the app. And what kinds of account do I need to get again? Okay, so you need a just the Marvel Comics app, and when you create an account on there, you would essentially be creating a Marvel Insider account. I could definitely email you or message you somehow
Who am I kidding? I've never seen
about
one of those before.
all the stuff that you need to do. But it's pretty easy to follow once you get the hang of it. And once you have that account, you know, like if we ever have giveaways here on the channel and stuff, you can redeem the codes on marvel.com/redeem.
You're living the dream.
And it'll, as long as you're logged in, it'll instantly go to your app. Probably when I'm done playing through this mission, I will probably cut off the live stream for the night. Just so you're all aware.
It's not a statue! Run away!
Okay. Oh, I see.
Black Panther has returned.
There we go. I think I just killed that rhino.
Now that's what I call a sweet ride.
My God, shut up, Gwenpool. I love Marvel. I hate Gwenpool. You guys don't know Gwenpool literally exists because of a variant comic cover.
Nothing like a crazy drill machine to get you from A to B. Or in this case, from Wakanda to Naganda. Sure, he's clearly got skills in the driving department too. And that's without GPS. Everett K. Ross looks in good shape following his harrowing ordeal. But maybe he should get himself some protection so he doesn't end up in these scrapes. Poor old Killmonger. With a name like that, you're always gonna wind up in trouble. And things have gone perfectly for Black Panther. Wait a second, do panthers actually purr or do they growl?
Okay. Alright. Successfully aced that mission. Usually takes it a little bit. But yeah, guys, so that was just kind of our little discussion on Endgame, Marvel Comics as a whole, possible content on the channel. Thank you for everybody who stopped by to watch. It's always greatly appreciated. Also, if you want to like the video, leave comments on it later on. And if you're watching this at a later date, do not be afraid to leave some of your thoughts as well. I always like to get back to the people who watch the content here on the channel. So yeah, let's keep the discussion going, whether it be here, somewhere else, or in a future video. Thank you everybody who tuned in, commented, and watched. And yeah, so face front, true believers, this is the end of the video. This has been Larry Stahl on the Infinity Well, signing off for the night.